Hey, welcome back for another episode with your boy Bomber. What we're looking for today is I want to explain the methodology behind parking a motorcycle on a slope or a bit of a hill. I mean, it will differ with some sports bikes compared to cruiser bikes. I found personally previously that with my sports bikes that they stand very upright. So on a slope, what happens is it tends to want to kind of be pushed over by the wind, and it gets a bit awkward. But I found that with the Harley, because it's lower to the ground and because of the foot stand or the kickstand, the bike stand, it's so much longer, it's a lot easier to lean the bike over. I'm going to cruise around, see if I can find a nice little spot to give you a bit of a demo on some of the do's and don'ts when you want to park a motorcycle, especially on a slope. There's a bit of a no-through road here, but I'll give you a bit of a demo. In Sydney we ride on the left-hand side of the road, right? So if I pull up here, and this is a bit of a slope here, the bike is automatically going to lay all its weight down. Obviously with the gravitational pull, it's going to go to one side. So a lot of people like to back their bike in, right? Yeah, I can back my bike in here. It's going to be heavy. I can park it forward, right? And as I lean over this way, the bike still wants to roll, and you'll see there it's putting a lot of pressure on the foot stand as if it wants to knock it over. See? So you don't want that to happen. So you're better off obviously parking it with a tyre with rear wood. So I'm going down a bit of a slope here. So what I want to show you is the best way to park the motorcycle, and you'll notice what I'll do is I'll pull in to the curb, right, look over my shoulder, no cars are coming, head out, and then push back, leaving the bike in gear. Apply the brake, turn off, kickstand down, lean the bike, and that way you'll see all the weight is actually coming down the hill onto the kickstand, and the bike will stand safely. If I was for some reason thinking, oh, let me park the bike front to curb, so front wheel to curb, all the weight on the bike is leaning off the stand, and if it leans off the stand, what happens is you end up getting that feeling of the bike wanting to push itself over, right? So we don't do that. Like I said, in Sydney, in Australia, we ride down the left-hand side of the lane, left-hand side of the street, and this is the best way to park your motorcycle if you want it so it doesn't kick over. So if I was to go to the other side of the street and try and park it, I'd have to park it exactly the same way, but with my front to curb, right? That way the weight of the cycle is this way. The problem you have there is when you're pushing the bike back, there will be a bit of extra weight against you, a bit of gravity against you, and you got to be careful of where the cars are coming from on the other side of the road as they come up, especially like here if you're on this bend. So let's go and have a look at that. So some of what I say about parking the motorcycle might seem obvious, but I have seen some beginners, learners, even, you know, people maybe with a bit more experience sort of rock up to some tight streets and think, oh, how can I put my bike in here without it falling over? So that's why I decided to make this video, and hopefully gives you guys a bit of help on what are some of your options. So I'll do a turn around here somewhere. And just try and demonstrate what I'm on about. go up the hill, and say I want to pull up just here, right? Now if I pull up this way and I put my stand down, I leave the bike in gear. Okay, it feels pretty safe at the moment, but it's not necessarily your best option, because if you had a sports bike, and you'll notice here I've left it on a bit of an angle. If I actually did it at 90 degrees to the curb, the bike will want to lean over a hell of a lot more, and what would happen is the weight would want to actually tip onto this side, onto the exhaust side of the bike. So you don't want to be doing that. With a sports bike, you'll definitely find that that's going to be a bigger problem. So I don't normally do this. I normally will put the bike front to curb. Parking it front to curb, I think, is a better option in this instance. This is better for me to ride off when I'm ready to go. But yeah, rear to curb. Don't take your wheel all the way to the gutter. The gutter's usually filthy. Don't take it all the way to the gutter. I'd recommend sticking it out a bit more. You don't really want your front hanging out this far, I suppose, in a tight street like this, because if a car was to come past, or a truck, and you know, they clip it, it'll knock it over. But they're things you need to be wary of, and consider what are your options. See, that car just went past. There's no way another car would have come up at the same time. So this is just a short video highlighting some of the options you have when parking a motorcycle. Always on the stand side, on the gravitational down pull of the street. I wouldn't park it opposite. And I'm telling you guys, whoever rides those sports, highest, you know, upright position, test yourselves on that. You'll definitely find that it affects you. I know on the old CBR I used to have, because it stood up so upright, and the kickstand was actually small, whereas on the Harley it's actually got a wider base. A couple of times you park it and it's a really windy day, it felt like the bike wanted to fall over. Oh, nice. Yeah, it felt like the bike wanted to fall over, so I wouldn't be doing that. Anyway, thanks for watching. I really would appreciate if you guys hit me up with a like, definitely a subscribe. With the way YouTube is headed now, our smaller guys, we don't really get much attention in their algorithms or some crap that they were talking about. So the more subscribers we get, the more our channels will be seen, the more easy it is for you guys to find these videos. Leave your comments. Thanks for watching. Your boy Bomber, loving the life on a Harley Davidson. Freedom, baby, freedom.